What's good, YouTube? Christian here again with another video. This time, I'm going to provide to you a mental frame that's allowed me to pay down about $75,000 worth of debts and become debt free. Allowed me to build six-figure accounts in assets in my 20s. It's also allowed me to basically stay consistent with the gym for 15 years plus, even when the results have slowed down significantly because I train natural. Okay, so this mental frame is really useful and it's going to help you stick with things long term. And what is that mental frame? That mental frame is the concept of when you want to quit, just start over. Okay, now what does this entail? What is this mental frame, or how does it work? Basically, when you have a long-term goal that's going to take you multiple years to achieve, essentially what you do is you start to make progress on it, right? And obviously you're going to grind, lock in. But over time, you're going to start to get tired, fatigued, results might slow down, or you might even take steps backwards and feel demotivated. And in those moments when you are demotivated, I want you to use this mental frame. Basically, you're going to say, okay, what would it look like if I had to restart this goal over from the point where I am right now? Okay. Because you got to realize over the initial years or time, you probably made a significant amount of progress. Let's just say you made 20% of the progress towards the end goal. You're just fatigued. You're demotivated. So you need to restart yourself, right? So just say, okay, if I started the goal over right now, I will have a 25% head start or so, depending on the goal. And what that's going to do is that it's going to allow you to feel like, okay, this goal that I'm restarting, this new goal, which is the same goal, but you're framing it as a new goal, is easier to achieve than the one I started previously. So it wouldn't make sense for me to quit right now if this goal is theoretically easier than the one that I started. What that looks like, for example, in a debt repayment goal, okay? If you have $75,000 worth of debt, similar to what I had, okay, that is a daunting amount of debt to pay. Okay, that's gonna take you multiple years. You're just making progress and making progress and making progress, and it's gonna get to a point where you're like, man, I've been paying this for freaking years. I'm just tired of this shit, right? You just have to think, okay, let me see how much I've paid so far, right? So let's say if you have 75,000, now you're at 50. If I had to restart the goal, I would only have 50,000 to pay, right? That's 50,000 is easier to pay than 75,000. So it doesn't make sense for me to quit right now. I need to keep going, okay? Let's provide another example. Let's say you're in the gym on year 10, okay? Now, you know, after 10 years, you're only going to make 1% progress a year, essentially, right? That could be demotivating and it's going to make you want to quit. But the mental frame, right? The way it works is at the start of the year, you say, okay, let's pretend that this is my first year working out. Act like you've never worked out before. Essentially, this is my first day. Let's approach working out as if this is my first time working out, and let's see where I get to at the end of the year, right? Whenever I feel demotivated in the gym, I say, okay, reset. From this point on, I'm just going to compare the results from today to the end of the year. That's it. Like, I'm not going to think about the previous 14 years because that's in the past. It's gone. No use thinking about it. Okay. That's how I use that mental frame in the gym. As far as investments go, the way I use that in investments is, okay, as you know, investments go up and down. There's going to be years where you depreciate in value. There's going to be years where you appreciate in value. Okay. That's how it works. Volatility. Okay. And in my 20s, I was kind of like a risky investor. So I had harsh appreciation, harsh depreciation. Okay. So how do I get over the points where I depreciate, right? Because for a lot of people, that could be a very traumatic experience. But for me, I've been able to kind of take it on the chest and continue investing regardless. And it's been very beneficial for me. Okay. Same thing. When I started my account, I had $0 in the account. Okay. That was the hardest point to start investing because when you have zero, it just seems like you have nothing. And when it appreciates, it's almost like you're not really building that much money. So it's kind of a little bit demotivating, right? So I built my account over time. by just depositing money. Now it got to a point where I had $110,000 in my individual stock portfolio. Okay. And I don't know if you are aware, but when Russia attacked Ukraine, it kind of depreciated everything and it dropped significantly. Okay. Now, at that point, it was pretty demoralizing because I had built this account over years, right? So, how did I get back on the horse and keep investing? I said the same thing, same mental frame. I said, okay, what if I had to start over my account from this point? Okay, well, I have about $65,000 worth in the account. It would be a nice starting point to start at 65,000 versus start at zero, right? So why would I quit now when it's easier to start now than it was back then? See, that's how I use that mental frame to continue doing hard things over time and not quit. I just continue moving forward and I think, okay, it's easier now than it was back then. Okay. And if you keep doing that, you will never quit. And essentially, it's pretty much guaranteed you're going to be successful in life because if you don't quit at things, you're only going to progress forward. Okay. So keep that mental frame in mind. And if you like the video, like and subscribe. I'm coming with more tips, more self-development topics. See you on the next one. Peace.